Hello everybody, once again to this YouTube channel. I hope everybody is doing great and you are ready to be done with all your application, filling your application, writing your essays and everything like that. And I wish you get prepared very soon if you are not, because the time to submit the essays or your application is in around 1 month and 2 days. But I highly recommend you to be done with your application and submit your application in October, like between 25 to 30th October. So in no way leave your application for the last 3 days of November, because every year I have seen there has been a lot of pressure or load on the system, and the website crashes, the Chevening system crashes, and it creates problem for applicants to submit their applications. And it doesn't look very good if you submit your application at the very last moment. Pretend there is a class at your university and you are late, or you are the last person there. So what do you think? What would the professor think of you when they see you coming late and you want to apply for a very important scholarship as well? So today what I have for you is that, first of all, you can see the link here. I'm going to share the link for you to show you, as I promised, to share my own personal statement, whatever we have gone through and we wrote in our previous videos. I explained my essays one by one. So today, through this channel, I'm going to share this link. I want to find a good way so that I'm able to share this and you are able to at least have access or be able to download my essay. And I hope this essay helps you to, based on this essay, write, compare with your own essay and make sure that you don't miss important points. Meanwhile, I'm going to share some tips and tricks, still some more things in order to improve your essays. I hope you have written them already, and now when I'm explaining these things, you just talk about you go through them. And if you have any questions, you cannot talk to me, I'm sorry, but you can write your questions for me in the comments, and I'm going to every now and then look at the comments and make sure to respond to them at the same time when I'm explaining the issues. So without any further delay, let's dive into. Okay, first, Nathan, thanks for the good work you are doing for us. God bless you. Actually, thank you for following this, and I'm happy at least that I have this chance to provide these kind of detailed videos, because I couldn't find any kind of 1-hour video explaining step by step, writing the essays completely from 0 to 100. I didn't have this chance, unfortunately, when I was searching for YouTube help a couple of years ago. And that's why I came up with this idea to start from scratch and make like complete tutorial for any prospective students of Chevening and the UK universities. So I hope it helps. And if you see any kind of delay or something in my speech, videos, or writing anything, if my video is actually, I'm sorry that my video is not in a good position. It blocks the text, which I have to fix this. Here we go. Okay, so if you see any kind of problem like that, please let me know. As far as we are here, as far as we are live, if you are watching this live stream later, of course you don't have the choice to correct me. Anyways, let's dive in for today's work. I want to explain what we can do. So I'm going to give the tips for leadership, networking, course essays, and career plan. And furthermore, a couple of other things that I did not talk in my previous videos, I thought I have to talk about them, which are also important. Why study in the UK, and why Chevening Scholarship and the UK policies in your country, because a lot of you asked, sent me questions through Facebook group, LinkedIn, Facebook personal, emailed me, and in this YouTube channel, that what about the policies? If you don't know about the policies, if you don't have the UK any diplomatic relations with your country, how you can find it. Another thing was the agent of change, which I talked in my previous videos, and some people were asking what is agent of change, so that I have to explain this. And this is the YouTube, my essays link in Google Drive that I have to share. And here's again my essays that I'm going to, once I share, I brought some minor changes, and I will explain what are the important things that should be considered when everybody goes through my essays, and how they should use it. Okay. I'm going to share the link very soon, but before that I'm going to talk about these important tips, and then I'm going to explain how to use my essay as a template to write your own essay questions. So the first thing is leadership essay tips. What are the tips that you should find in your essay before I dive in my essay, leadership and influence essay? As a leader, when you're writing your essay, the most important tip, which is in line with what you write and what you should talk, or what you will be asked during the interview. These two are very important. So what you write, you have to explain for the interview. So what are the things? Because in the interview, they won't ask you to read your essay. Like, you don't say leadership and then you talk about them. Networking, you talk about them like one by one. The questions will be, intertwined. And also it's good to, like, okay, for example, if you have done a presentation in class, or if you have done a kind of like thesis, you have written your thesis or dissertation, and then you give an oral presentation. For the leadership and influence, you will be asked, and what you write in here, it should be in line, because you say, okay, in leadership, for example, the way I wrote is that, like, yeah, when I was just a teenager, I started to work for this community. You talk about what did you do when you were at this school, and then you started to get involved in some kind of activities. I highly encourage everybody, even if it's a very small achievement, but it is during your teenagers, like 15, 16 to 18 years old, before you go to university, as small as it might be, write it down. Unless you are very political person already, you are 40 years old and you have 20 years of very important experience that you don't need to talk about something you did when you were 15 years old, that's absolutely fine. But if you are like a new, like in your 20s, like me, and then, well, you have to talk about what you did, I highly encourage you. And sometimes we just underestimate what we have done at 15, but that's very important that you should include. For example, what things you can include during your school. I was always asked what kind of things during my school. During your school, you can start by writing that I started my influence and leadership skills by being the captain of the class. I don't know what you call it in your country, the captain of the class, the representative of the class, the team leader of the class, whatever it is. In most of the schools, we also have student associations. You can say you were involved in a student association. You don't have to be the leader. But if you were the leader of that student association, normally it's not one person, it's like the president, the deputy, the secretariat, the finance, the communication, any of them. Or if there were clubs at your university, at the school, high school, and you were part of those clubs, if you were leading or if you're a participant, talk about it. If you were just a participant, I highly recommend you to keep it for the networking. Okay? So we have leadership and networking essays. So keep it, if you were a participant, keep it for the networking. If you were a leader in that group, any of the group, talk about it in your leadership and influence skills. So keep this in mind. Once you are done with your school, then here comes the university. So for the university, you can talk about the same thing about the clubs you have participated, the other activities that you did. For example, you participated in any competitions, essay competitions at your university level, MUN clubs, debate clubs, speech clubs, or if there were any, if you're computer science, I've already talked about robotics club. If you're a law student, about moot court competitions. If you're a political science, I'm sure there are these debates that you need to do. And then you talk about them, again, you can talk about student representative of their class. And if you have conducted any kind of research in my university, I have done a couple of research with the professors. If you have been, helping in some projects, you can talk about them to show your leadership. I mean, if you were in a network with a group of others, you were not having any leadership or management authority, then keep it for your networking essay. But if you really decided something, and if you really did some important things with regard to the decision making, it's important to keep it for leadership and influence. And beside university, there are some other national and international competitions like essay writing, like sports, if you are a sportsman, photography competitions, anything that you could do in order to be connected, in order to influence people, in order to gain management skills, you can write about them. So these are normally what you did during school and university, which everybody was asking me, and they were confused and they were not writing in their essays, or they couldn't write it in a good way. So what I highly encourage you to do, as you can see my leadership and influence essays, that I start when I was 15 years old. Make it like a beautiful story and in a chronological order. If you cannot make it like a story, I think even a chronological order is a story, but not always. You can start it, I'm a good storyteller, I normally write stories and I'm good in it. Maybe you are good in writing something in a chronological order, because I cannot go to ideas again and again, but some people are. If you are a good writer, definitely you can, but writing in a story is easier, and I'm not a very smart person. So that is why I started to write my essay. Some people you may have heard of the star theme, star template, whatever it is. I don't know what's that. A lot of people asked me that we were said by other Cheveners that you have to follow the star. I don't know what a star is, but the star is like, I don't know, a statement. You have to follow some, I don't know that. I haven't used it. I have never heard of it, unless, now I started. When I was writing, I was also asking people, but I never come to the star thing, whatever it is. I don't tell you not to do it, but I'm telling you, just when you write, just make it in a chronological order, write it in a way that it makes sense. So write it, for example, I wrote it when I was 15, when I was at the high school, when I was at the university, and during university what I did, and after the university what I did. Then I go to my job. Although my job is important, not important, but I think it's important, because I was working in a institution that was covering my whole country. So like I was in arbitration decision making under the Chamber of Commerce in my country. In dispute resolution, I was the second person in the whole country. So that's why I thought it was important. But still, in my leadership and influence, and I was the deputy director of the center, I didn't put it first, because I didn't have to brag about what, like, currently position I have, because it wouldn't, in my belief, it wouldn't make sense because I suddenly says I'm the director or I'm the deputy director. No, but I started small. I said I started from here and then I grew up. Now I have a social organization and I'm the deputy director of the center. I work for the government and state, and I'm also working for the private sector or the community voluntarily. So this is very important that you have to talk. Beside talking about this, I come back to the leadership essay tip. So the tip is that you start in a story or a chronological order. I want to write it down here, like a story or a chronological order. And also other thing that you have to do is to give details. So by giving details, I mean that when you say that you were at the captain of the team, you were a team leader at your school, university, always try to give as many statistics as possible, okay? This is what I have said, and I want to repeat it once again. Give more statistics about the number of the people and how you were doing and how many people have you influenced during this work. So if you see mine, I have talked when I was 15, so this shows about the story, or when you see the link you will already get it. And I've also put the numbers. You have seen 18 employees. I just want to highlight this to make it more vivid for you. Or when I was 15 and studying, and also I'm giving dates and names of platforms. So this is very important that you need to keep in mind, okay? And also in leadership and networkings, you have to talk about achievements, and you have to give credibility. So by achievements, I mean that when you talk about a platform, you had a platform and then you had these achievements. I talk about training thousands of people, having 10 different platforms. So this is, and also by giving credibility, I have put the links or the name of those organizations a couple of places. Or for example, I have achieved this position and this is the link. So even if you don't say if you don't write the link, try to be as precise as possible. So to make it short, this is it. And now I just every part when I'm done, before jumping to the next part, I'm going to just check the comments. If there's a new comment, I will answer the comment. Otherwise we will move to the second one, which will be a networking essay. So we are done with this part. Okay, David Amos, Nigeria, thank you very much from Nigeria. Hi to Nigeria. I had a friend from Nigeria actually at the University of Aberdeen who he was studying, he was also coming through a scholarship program, not Chevening, but another scholarship program through your government. He was a very nice person. He had written, Ula, if you see me, hi Ula. He had written over 51 articles during 1 year, or academic papers during 1 year staying in Aberdeen. He was a very smart person. He encouraged me a lot to make this YouTube channel, to help my people, and I'm not the only person in YouTube channel. I'm just helping another person running this YouTube channel. And he encouraged me a lot to write articles, to do research, and I owe him. So you are very nice people. I love you. I'm already applying for programs, some universities, especially those partnering with you in Chevening. I am too early for that, considering the fact that unconditional admission offers are needed in July. Nathan, you are never early. There is nothing early I can see in Chevening or Fulbright, DAD, or Erasmus, these scholarship programs. You are never early. Apply as early as possible, and prepare your documents, because if you submit your application by 3rd of November and you have at least one unconditional offer in your application, you have a very high possibility of winning the Chevening Scholarship, believe me, because you overall, when they are reading your application, you have made a first impression the best way possible, so that they think you have done your homework. So don't say that you are early. No, you're not early. You are on time. Okay. Nurul Haq Abdi, thank you. Thank you as well. Thank you for watching and supporting. Please don't forget to like or subscribe and share this channel so that everybody can have access to this. Second tip, it's the networking essay. So I have to cover them in 1 hour that we have here. Networking, already 20 minutes is gone. Networking essay tips in networking essay, it's here. So networking has nothing to do, again, I started networking with the same order, story way, or trying to think of both story and chronological order at the same time. I started in 2005. So when I was a teenager, I started doing these things. This is how I started. And now I immediately jump to my work, my Roshna organization. You don't have to explain those things, what you talked at the first essay, okay, in here. Because in here I have talked like ACDR. I had a mistake in here. I think you can also correct it. I forgot to correct it in the file that I'm going to share. I don't have to even write the complete name because I expect the reader to know what I already wrote. So I just write the short words. That's why you will find my essay longer than 500 words. So that's the reason, is that I have some repetition of complete names there. So you start from your past, very past, and then I talk about my networks now. So this is an introduction. That's why I say I have networks from even 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020. I have all of them for like, I don't know, 15 years of networking experience from my high school up to now. And then I also talk back, because that was just an introduction. Now I talk about specific things. That's what I want you to talk when you're writing your essay. Talk about the specifics. What have you done? What kind of networks were you involved in high school, undergraduate degree, and all the academic? And then I also have this other paragraph where I talk about the other achievements that I have, not in my work at my professional working place, but at the community level, where I work for voluntarily for the people, for my country, and all these things. And then I talk about the estate work. So try to make it separate parts for everything. What you do for your school, what you do for your community, what you do for your university, what you have done for your professional work, life, and everything. This is what I have done. And for me, as a reader, thinking to be working at the Chevening Secretariat, or a reader outside to review essays, this makes more sense, because I see chunks of all information separately. I can read them, I can analyze them, and that's what I encourage you to do. But it's you who can decide how to follow and how to write it. And then in conclusion, so in every part, please have a conclusion and try to wrap up everything from the beginning to the end. So in your networking essay, again, please don't underestimate those small team groups that you started when you were a teenager. Talk about them, start from them. Unless, I'm repeating against, you have a lot of experience that you don't need, a lot of networks that you don't have to talk. You are a very high official and famous person. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to do it. And you also talk about your associations you are involved, if you are involved in the community and everything. Be careful that the networking is very important as well. Having network with the high officials in your country, having network with the community, with the leaders, with the social volunteer community organizations, with the social and political activists, and also with the influential people. So normally having network, it doesn't mean that you should have network with the ministers, with the cabinet, with these people, because just you don't need that connection. You also need to have a network with the local people, with the lay people in your community, whom you can help in the people. If you want to have a campaign for public health, you don't want to give a speech for the cabinet to listen to you, to wash their hands, or to think about keeping their environment clean. you need to have, the lay people, the normal local residents of your country, so that you should have an influence and network for them, so that they can listen, though they would listen to you. Of course, you also need to have relation with the government, with the state, with the NGOs, international organizations, to get the funding, to get their political support, their administrative and official, but you also need the local lay people to help you. So these steps are very important that you need to keep in mind. And other thing that you can also brag about in your networking is your achievement. And you have to give an achievement. Don't say that I know 1,000 people. What can we do if you know 1,000 people? Who are these 1,000 people? So then you have to explain, okay, I'm in a network, these 1,000 people are social activists, they are engineers, they are doctors, they are nurses, anything they are. And what is your position in them? If you have influence, you go back to the influence and leadership. If you have just a network, you write the network. And if you have done anything that makes you stand out among them, you have to brag about it in your networking. Because, for example, if you say you are in a network of 1,000 people and you are the best writer in the group, for example, you are all writers, 1,000 writers in your country. If you are the best writer, of course, you are not going to have management skill or influence on them, but because you are an influence, because if you're famous among them, you should brag about it, you should talk about it, you should show off in your paper, and you say that I wrote the best paper and all these 1,000 people endorsed it, reviewed it, and supported me. Because this means if you are famous among them and tomorrow you write another paper about some important issues in your country, they are going to listen to you, they are going to support you, you are going to influence them in the network, and you can take advantage of the network can take advantage of you, and both of you can help each other. This is important. That is why you can see in my essay that I have said, for example, 5,000 plus people are here with me, and I have launched these programs, they are working with me, and also even literally I said in conclusion, I believe that I have a very wide or big network of professionals, okay, in my field of professional career and volunteer work. See, I have separately said both of them, like professional life and also what my volunteer work at my community level. So these are other important things that you need to talk, plus having a very good conclusion in your networking essay tips. So it's the same thing: story, chronological order, give details and statistics, your achievements, and also credibility. So while you talk and show off, in the last part we have agents of change. Agents of change is something that we don't say that I am an agent of change, but talking about these things little by little or one by one shows that you are an agent of change, which we will describe it at the last thing. So we are done with the networking essay, and now we get to the courses essay tips. So if we come to the courses, I want to explain this. So please be careful when you talk about the courses and how you should do it. The way I started, some people said, should we have an introduction and then go? How long should be the introduction? Should I talk more about the classes, or should I talk more about like the introduction? It depends on you. Okay, before I go to the university selection, let me see any more comments. Aris Ahmad, I don't have an unconditional offer as of yet. Will it impact my obligation? No, Ahmad, please don't consider my points. I explained before that if you have an unconditional offer, you will be chosen. No, but it's all about impression. If you want to go to, if you have a presentation for 100 people, you can have a good presentation with not thinking about your appearance, not having a good impression, but you can also have, add some more impression like clothing, suit, and all these things. So having these works to be done in the future, if you have done it earlier, it sounds a little, diplomatic, a little better. It's having a good impression. It's not going to affect your obligation. But if we compare you and another person, You don't have, for example, you and your best friend, you are applying and you have exactly 100% the same achievements. You don't have unconditional offer, but your friend has an unconditional offer, and you both apply at the same date, and the same person pretend has your papers. So when he wants to choose, he already puts your friend's paper aside. He say, this guy is ready. He has his passport, he has his recommendation, and he has his what do you call unconditional offer. So this guy is ready. But when it comes to you, if you don't have it, they think, okay, this guy, he's not ready. If you don't know your universities, he just applied to universities and he doesn't have even a conditional offer. So we are not sure. So let's see. So that guy gets higher mark. He will be, your both will be, of course, longlisted for the interview. But in the interview, that guy will take more chances if you are not ready by that time, because the actual decision will be taken at the interview. So it's good to get higher marks in your application. Okay. Please tell us how to get involved with the essays from Cameroon. I didn't get your point, Ausmano. So tell me, what do you mean, please? Yes, Dominic, you said you can apply to a partner and non-partner universities. Yes, you can. There is no difference between, there's a difference between partner and non-partner. The difference is there are maybe a few differences, but the big difference is a non-partner university, if you apply, you have to pay a fees, application fees we call it. It's maybe 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 70 to 100 pounds. You pay so that they review it. Otherwise, you will not get any answer from them. They say, okay, you have to pay before maybe they will reject you, but still you have to pay the application fee. This is for non-partner universities, not all of them, but some of them. But partner universities, they don't, if you say I'm applying through Chevening Scholarship Program, you don't have to pay a penny. You get it for free, because we are all coming from developing countries or underdeveloped countries. Why should we pay this application fee that we don't know whether I'm getting accepted or not? And for some of us, 50 pounds is a lot of money actually. So why should you pay it from a university? That is why you can, apply to Chevening partner universities. And also, Chevening partner universities will respond to you faster because of the Chevening Scholarship Program, and they will, send your application and paperwork, everything before your interview. For example, you don't get your unconditional offer on time, and then there's the deadline. If you contact, I don't think partner universities, they normally send you all the details. They say okay, you are going to get it, you are not going to get it. So prepare yourself and apply to another university. And non-partner universities, if you tell them that I need my application to be processed immediately and faster because in 3 days there's the deadline. Non-partner universities, they don't care. Not all of them, but maybe some of them, they don't care. But partner universities, because they are partnered with the Chevening, and they know if they don't respond to you, either rejected, conditional offer, unconditional offer, you are going to lose the chance, and that university is going to lose the chance. And of course, you are going to talk about that university, it's bad. Maybe I'm studying a university, a partner university, that's bad, because I studied in a non-partner university, University of Aberdeen. But I'm telling you, like everybody would tell good things and bad things about the universities. University of Aberdeen is a non-partner, but it helped me when I was in my country applying. University of Aberdeen even called me and myself and told me there is a deadline, you have to do this, you have to do this. They were emailing me, they were contacting me, they were pushing me. And also partner universities, they are also giving financial aid for you. I don't, maybe you'll be confused, but because I get a scholarship, what does it mean financial aid? The Chevening has to pay for the university still, but the university can offer you discount in the amount the Chevening has to pay. For example, my university paid, I don't know, a discount, gave a 20% or maybe 10 to 20% discount to Chevening. This is why Chevening is, has the list of those partner universities. But you don't have to worry. I highly encourage you. I didn't see any, even not a 0.0001% problem between partner and non-partner universities. That's why I highly encourage you. Don't think about it. Don't be worried. Apply to any university you want. Just do it. Okay. You're welcome. Haris Ahmad Khan. Yes, some universities have not opened yet, and this is the problem of the pandemic. I'm sorry. I don't know. This did not happen last year. I haven't gone through this. I cannot help you with this. The only thing I highly encourage you to do is to email the universities, okay? If this, at least there should be a date open. If it is open for January 2021, apply to it. And then you can defer it, okay? You apply for this year, but you can delay it for next year. The word defer, it's used for academics and education. Defer means that you apply for 2020, for example, and you didn't win for 2020 and you got for 2021. You can defer it. You can email the university, I want to defer. They send you a form, you fill the form, and then you don't have to apply to these universities again. Okay, apply to January programs, and then if you get accepted, don't worry, you don't have to pay. Your classes won't start. It is October, right? November, December. You have 3-4 months, and then when the application opens in 1 month, you just email the university and you defer it, and then they send you another offer. You keep the offer and send it to Chevening. This is it. Okay. So university selection, how you have to deal with the university. I highly encourage you to first write in an introduction paragraph, okay, like what you can write. I wrote, I have been involved in reconstruction and economic development of Afghanistan since 2010 when I was an interpreter with the X. I have been working with the development sector on with the focus on education, rule of law, and economic building for the last 10 years. Why this is very important is because you have to say that who am I that I'm applying for these universities? You were involved in economic development and peace, in education, in engineering, in construction, in computer science, in management, marketing, anything in your country, environment. To show your enthusiasm, sorry for that word, for that field. And then you go to the universities. Cool? So this is what I did. The policies of the president, Ghani, our president, and one of his achievements is Afghanistan's membership in WTO that attracts foreign investment and trade in Afghanistan. So you don't have to code your president name and the activities. You can say about that sector that you worked. I worked for trade and economic law and development. My government joined the WTO, World Trade Organization, and is now working for the investment of this sector or the promotion of this sector in my country. This means that I worked for this, I love this, my country works for this field, I'm going to study in the UK for this field, and this is the future in my country. That is why I'm studying. Pretend you are studying computer science, not computer science. Let's say you are studying, I don't know, marketing, digital marketing, and it's not the future in your country. So why should you study it? If you talk about it, then you can say, well, yes, that's the future in my country. And then one important line here is I highly encourage you to don't copy paste this, but to write similar. This is in line, and find it, whatever you feel is. This, like trade and foreign investment in my country, this is in line with the policies and goals of the UK to promote trade and investment in Afghanistan. This is the same thing I have talked in here for those people who asked me UK policies in your country. Please go to the UK embassy website in your country. Please go to British Council in your country. Please go to your Ministry of Foreign Affairs website or offices. Find brochures, find templates, flyers, digital ones in the website or the university directly. Go to your Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Go to the Chamber of Commerce in your countries. Contact if you have a trade and development something in your country. Then you have Ministry of Commerce and Economy, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. These places, they normally have a list of things that the countries that they are working. If you have NGOs working in your country, go and find the background of those NGOs, see which NGOs are supported by the UK in your country. Go and do a full research of the countries working, the UK working in your country. Find the policy of UK. There is no word written in any website that the UK's foreign policy in Nigeria is to build schools, is education. You will not find such a word, a sentence. Be careful. There's nothing like that. You have to do a research. You go and see what kind of, for example, UK Aid is an organization helping when there's a flood, there's emergency, something. Go find that UK Aid if it's working in your country. And then go and read their mission and vision. And then even if there's no mission and vision, see what kind of things UK had done in your country. Is it education? Is it healthcare? Is it construction? Is it engineering? Is it environment? Is it, I don't know, foreign trade relations and investment and these things? And then if it is in line with your field, then you cannot lie it. Be careful. If you say the UK's policy in my country is to help education, and if it's not, the people who are reading you, they are UK citizens. They know what their government is doing in your country, so don't lie. Then you can say this is in line with the policies and goals of the UK to promote trade and investment in Afghanistan. In my country, this is what it is, and I highly encourage you to find and see what is of them in your country so that you have to, or you may write it down. Okay, and then you say what you are interested in specifically. Okay, I didn't say I'm studying anything. Did I say I want to get my master in computer science, world trade, WTO? What? I didn't say that. That was just an introduction and overall. And now I'm talking specific. I'm interested in trade and commercial law, which made me take classes in business and trade, introduction to commerce. Now I'm talking how much I know, how much I love business and trade law, what kind of classes I took and everything. You know the details of this video if you have watched my other video. If not, go on and please watch it. I've written this literally word, like letter by letter, word by word in other videos. If you're watching me now, there are complete videos how to write each of these essays. There are 8 hours of videos, 2 hours for each essay. So go on and watch it. You know how we came to this. So I write the name of those classes I took during my undergraduate degree at the American University of Afghanistan. These classes helped me land in a position. Now I talk how these classes helped me because I was studying business law or commercial law or trade law classes. It helped me to work in the Chamber of Commerce. You can talk about your specific classes like you took during your medical school. Now you are in this hospital you're working. Why you are not in a neurological hospital? Because you are in a surgical hospital. I don't know these words. I'm just throwing this at you. Pretend you are you studied computer science and now you are in coding. You are not working in a networking, or you are in a database field. Why not in another field? Because you like those classes and now you are here. So it gave a relation to them. And then to be able to, then you also state some of the problems that there are, and you have to be honest. In my paper and in my interview, I was very humble. I said I have a very high position in this place, but I seem to be not qualified enough. I think I don't know a lot of things. I'm weak in understanding some very technical issues. That's why these issues were exactly related to my field. I want to go to the UK to learn it. So this is something you can also talk. You don't have to say that you're weak. You just say these are the problems that you are facing, your country is facing with computer development, with construction, with anything that you have. So then you say, to be able to resolve these problems in your country, work for them, okay? I am looking to study at the following universities to learn and elevate my knowledge to resolve these problems in my country. You don't have to say in my country, you can say in my village, okay? In your community. You don't have to put a big word, because I am not going to change the face of my country. I'm not able, and I'm not dreaming to do that. You cannot do it, nobody can do it. So try to be realistic. And I have passionately selected 3 universities that best meet my desired field of postgraduate studies in commerce and trade law. Okay? So I said I'm studying business and commercial trade law, and now I have 3 universities. Now I have the list of these 3 universities. I recommend all these universities actually, but I don't tell you that you have to choose these university. I studied at the University of Aberdeen. I love it. It's a beautiful place, but you have more than 100 universities in the UK. I highly encourage you to decide on yourself. I'm not promoting University of Aberdeen. My first choice at the University of Aberdeen, L.L.M. International Commercial Law with Professional Skills. This is the exact name of my course. It is what will be written in my diploma or certificate. So be careful with the names. Well equipped me. And now I talk about why I'm taking these classes, okay? So first university, second university, third university, and then I have a wrap up and a conclusion. And then I say by completing these 3 courses, it will enable me to be pioneer, to learn these things, and then when I return back to my country, I will be able to do the following things. So this is how you say, you have problems, you go study in these 1 of 3 universities, and when you return, you resolve this problem, and then you have an overall, conclusion of everything. So the outline we had for today, we have gone through course essay tips. So the tips were to what I've explained how to write them. I have one more thing with regard to the course tips. You have the choice to select 3 universities or 3 courses. Some of you have chosen 1 university but 3 different fields. I highly don't recommend it. I reject it. You have the choice to do it. I don't want to stop you, but I'm telling you, you applied for University of Aberdeen, for example, and 3 courses: International Commercial Law, International Trade Law, International Business Law. They are related. First of all, please don't be, I don't want to say the bad word, please don't be I don't know, what do you call it? Please don't be so weird to choose University of X and then choose law, business, marketing. This is the world's most awful choice, because that means you don't know what you want to become in the future. Even if you are very smart, University of Aberdeen, I study business law or commercial law or trade law, and they're all the same with a little bit differences. The problem is, if University of Aberdeen rejects your application for this, I'm sure they will reject your application for this and also this. You will be rejected and you don't have any choice. If University of Aberdeen doesn't like your university that you graduated, or University of Aberdeen has a requirement for English for your GPA or percentage, none of these courses will be offered for you. I'm sorry for that. That is why I highly tell you, do not apply for the same university, 3 courses. Try to apply for 1 field, International Commercial Law, in 3 different universities. If this university rejects me because of my GPA, this one university rejects me because of my English, at least this one I have a chance to get a conditional or unconditional offer. The choice is yours. I am done with this as well. So we are not done with career plan. So we have 10 minutes to talk about that one. Before that, I will get some questions. Uh, Come on, Osmano. I have already said a lot of things to, get inspiration. What happens when one wants to take one on a course from university? She didn't fill the application form. If you haven't applied to that university, you can still fill it. Don't worry about it. Rana, hi. Thank you for inspiring us. You are welcome, Karambi. I love you people. Borka Gupta, I'm going to share you my email address now in this video, and also the link for this essay so that you can download them. And yeah, you can share me your essays to proofread, but I'm telling you now, you have to give me time. Please give me time. Please give me time. I am bombarded with essays. I love you people. That's why I want to help everybody. But still, okay, career plan. You have to have mainly two things: short-term goals, long-term goals. What you are doing now, your achievements, what you do in the UK, and what will you do for the future of your country. It's as easy as that. So the way I wrote it, as you should write it, as a young leader, I joined ACDR as the deputy director, and this place, you talk about your achievements, and you talk about the place where you work, the problems that you are resolving right now. I said I'm working at the center, we are helping the community, we are helping the people, and I am promoting these kind of things. I have had these achievements. Unfortunately, Afghanistan relies on a problem. You talk the problem, there is a problem in your country, whatever it is, and then you say, because to resolve this problem, we are, or I am looking to go and learn to improve myself, and to return back to my country. I am looking forward to do the following things. What are the following things? I have short-term goals and long-term goals. Burha Gupta, love you too. And the short-term goals are immediately I will work at this place and do this and do this and write articles, help the people, make campaigns and promote these things. And the long-term goals is to work for these kind of universities, to be able to get my PhD, to be able to teach at this university or school, and to help the next generation, and to be able to bring a change. So I didn't write in my article that I will get a PhD. You can write it if that is your goal, if it's relevant to you. I wrote that I will be writing articles, I will be writing books. That's what I'm currently busy now. After finishing my L.L.M, I'm now researching and writing and publishing articles. You can do this, or you can say you can pursue to get your PhD and be able to teach at one of the places. If there is a problem in your country, you don't have to be the person to resolve that problem. You can say that I want to be a professor at a university to be able to train the next generation, so that the next generation be able to change that problem or resolve that problem in your country. That is your long-term goals. And then if you have written any articles or you want to learn, you have to talk about it. Because I say that I'm writing articles. I showed, and I didn't put the link here, so I showed that, okay, these are the links of my previous works. That's what I do. If you say you want to be a teacher, you have to say that, well, you used to be a teacher and you love to be a teacher. Don't say that in 10 years, I will love to be a teacher. That doesn't make sense. So this is done for career. I don't have much things to do for career, but the only thing that is related to career, career tips and plans, is that you have to specifically talk about the UK policies in your country, like the problem that is in your country. That's what also the UK is trying to resolve in your country, and you want to be an agent of change. Now we come to the agent of change in the last 5 minutes of this video, and I will share you the link as well. Agent of change means that you are making changes in your community, and you are going to be the agent of change by studying in the UK, by learning, by doing your L.L.M, by improving yourself, by doing all the short-term and long-term goals that you have. That is why you want to call yourself to be an agent of change. Agent of change, that means that if you are a computer sciences student, you are not returning back to your country to make a building, to make a company, that you will be just coding for the normal people and not doing any change for the community. You are not just building business for yourself. If you are a doctor, you just don't come to return and work in a very small place and do not help the people and just work for money. Agent of change means that you work for the development of your country. If you are a doctor, you conduct researches. You do a lot of bigger things to, improve. You find cure for new diseases or problems or injuries, whatever. If you are a manager, you want to work in your country's highest management positions to be able to change the system, make it efficient and improve it. If you are a lawyer like I am, I have said in my paper or stated in my interview that I want to work for the attracting foreign investment in my country. I want to work to make the laws be flexible. I want to write on the problems of the law. I want to write in English language how my country is investment friendly, so that foreigners would invest in my country. I want to write about how the laws of my country is friendly, how arbitration is friendly in my country, how the legal system is beautiful. I want to do these things to promote my work. This is not going to be able to be done by a marketing department, but this should be done by a person who knows the law, who studies the law, analyzes the law. And if I see any problem in the law, I promote it, I talk about it, I write about it. I talk with this community of people like the judges, the parliament, the people in the president's office, the lawyers, so that these people would listen to me, so that we would bring that change in order to make the country a better place. That is what you have to write as well for agent of change. And the UK policies, always when you talk about these changes, try to find the relation of these policies with the UK as well, so that UK is doing this thing in my country, that's why I'm working for this, UK is working for this. Maybe one day I'm going to work in one of these UK NGOs to make the work better, okay? And the last thing is, why study in the UK and why Chevening Scholarship? In a way, try to talk about it as well. Why you study in the UK? Because why? First of all, I'm asking you, why you study in the UK? Why? Is it because it's in Europe? Is it because it's a famous country? Even we don't know UK, everybody calls it London, or anything. Why you study it? Try to find it. If you know it, congratulations. If you don't know it, please think about it. Why not the US? Why not Italy? Why not France? Why not Germany? Why not Russia? Why not India? Why not Afghanistan, my country? So try to come and compare these countries and then find why really you want to go to another country and why you specifically to the UK. You go search the benefits of studying in the UK and then try to find it, and especially that field that you want to study. Maybe you want to study computer science. Maybe UK is not famous. I don't know if UK is famous for computer science. Maybe another country is famous. If you are studying, aerospace, if you want to study space exploration, I think America is a better place. Russia is a better place. I don't know. I'm just assuming. So then you have to say, well, because UK is great in that field. UK's higher education is the best in the world, but you have to know it. Just don't say it is. Do a research, and because in the interview you will come to this question at least a couple of times. And why Chevening Scholarship? Why Chevening? It's not just Chevening Scholarship in this world. There are, I think, thousands of scholarships, and the big ones are like Chevening, Fulbright, DAD, Schwarzman, Erasmus, and Commonwealth. There are many of them. So why Chevening? And then go and find what's specific about Chevening. The network of Chevening is, I think it's the best, because all the alumni is together and connected. The UK has close connection and cooperation with its Chevening alumni students. And there are more possibilities to continue and get your PhD, for example, through Chevening. The Chevening has some kind of funds that they distribute to the Chevening Alumni Association in different countries. Some of the Cheveners are presidents in a couple of or a few countries. A lot of Cheveners are ministers in their countries. A lot of the Cheveners has achieved great things like writing, best publications, great books, building, I don't know, big buildings, bridges, and has done famous things. Great judges, prosecutors, and these famous people try to learn this Chevening network, and then you will understand why Chevening scholarship is important. So last two things, I'm going to copy paste this this link here. Please go and see if you can find and download my essays. If you can download my essays, then that means it's working, and tell me if you can see and if it's working or not. If you can see it, that's enough. Even if you cannot download it, you can take screenshots or you can copy paste the text. But if you cannot see it, then let me know. I'm going to fix it right now as we are live, and I am done with these parts. I'm going to talk about I'm going to answer your questions for the next maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and we can see what else we can do. I'm here. I'm going to answer your questions and share my email as well. Please check that link and let me know if you can find my essay or not. I'm going to answer more questions. Barka, I hope I don't pronounce it wrong. A teacher can be an agent of change in many ways. The first thing is that if you know as a teacher how to teach, how to inspire students, you can lead the future actually. If I would be a teacher, if I would talk about my position, I would just talk about being a role model, inspiring. My speech would be just poetry. My writing for Chevening would be poetry. I would talk about great things. I love being a teacher. I love teachers, and these people, they have changed my life. They have done more than my mom and my dad. So try to talk about it this way, and you can train the future generations. You can train the president of your country in your class, the cabinet, the ministers, the judges. So try to come up with all these kind of words that you are the leader, the actual leader of the young generation, and also the future, the current and the future, both of them at the same time. It also depends on your position. Another thing you can do, agent of change, means that in your country, I don't know where you come from, Burka Gupta. If you come from a developing country, or a country that you have a lot of problems and you don't have access to education very easily, you should I highly recommend everybody watching now, let's be good citizens. Let's work for the development of our countries. Everybody watching this video, I'm sure you are not coming from the UK or a very developed country. Our countries are, in many ways poor compared to the UK. That's why we want to go there and study it. And so let's be good agents of change. If you are a teacher, try to teach for 2 hours or 1 hour every week for free for a village or a community that they are marginalized. They don't have access to education. They are disabled. They cannot come to university. Try to create a class in your school if the school administration allows you, at a public council mosque, church, I don't know, anything like that. Under a hall, something. Under a tree. In my country, students, I used to study in a class that there were this much dust, pure dust. And we were not walking because the dust would, blow up when I was in the first grade. I don't forget it. I had very bad days studying in my country. It was a civil war. I studied under the tree. The whole class we were under the tree because it was the shade, the shadow. So you can go to these kind of places even if you have, problems. If to, teach the disabled, teach the poor people to be an agent of change. Nepal, it's a beautiful country. I don't know which part of Nepal is rich people, which part is poor people, which part you are living, but there is always something that we can do. Okay, so try to find it. That's something that you can do for free. Professional, okay, Dominic, professional maintaining relationship. Professional maintaining relationship. Is there an unprofessional way? Somehow confusing. Professional maintaining relationship. I think I have written professional relationship. The reason why I wrote, or my understanding of that sentence, maybe I can be wrong, and I should declare that my paper, my essay is not the best. You don't have to follow it, but this essay made me win a Chevening Scholarship Program. That's why I'm proud of it. I'm happy about it. That's why I think I'm able to give a tutorial or explanation or help others. Okay, my English is not my native language. As you can see, I may have problems with my accent, with my pronunciation, with my knowledge and understanding. I may even have problems in my essays as well. So professional maintaining relationship, or maintaining professional relationship, is the sentence talks about my professional work, like working at the Chamber of Commerce, working with the judges, with all these people. And the unprofessional, there is not a word like unprofessional, but the non-professional. You don't say unprofessional. The non-professional is my relation with network in my community. When I talk with my community, with the villagers, with the village elder, this is not a professional, and it's not unprofessional as well. It is non-professional. It's more of a friendly. When I want to, bring a change in my street, in what my neighborhood, it's not a professional communication. It's a non-professional. It's more of a friendly thing. So that is what I mean. Okay, I should not forget my email. My email is idari.sirat@gmail.com. I just wrote my email. You can send me your if you get a problem with that, Haidari, Sirat, or Haidari. The first one is wrong. Let me remove it. Okay, so this is it. Thank you guys for following me this far. If you have any questions, please let me know before we stop this streaming. And I enjoyed talking to you. I enjoyed reading your comments and answering you. I am enjoying helping everybody through this channel. I am happy that I can be an agent of change like this, like today, and I am happy making friends all around the world and connecting with you people. I'm happy to have you on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I'm not very good in responding messages because I'm not very active in social media. So everybody, Where have I written it? I got it there. I think you should be able to get this. Okay, Dominic, can I talk of going to one's place of work like a someone as a relationship? Dominic, don't, no, I think you don't have to make the relationship very, very small or very private. If you are keeping your networking private or relationship private, no, I highly don't recommend you to write it. When you write your paper, don't, write your paper as professional level as possible. So the people who are reading your papers, most of them, they are very high qualified people. So try to be very, academic, very polite, and very professional. So I don't recommend that. So everybody, let's have like 2 minutes more, and then we will end up this streamline. I'm waiting for any more questions. If you have it, I will be happy to continue talking with you. If you want any more videos to explain about something specific before the deadline, let me know. I was thinking to make a video about how to write recommendation letters, so that this is going to help you to be able to ask your professor or your supervisor, your boss, to write such a recommendation for you, and also maybe share the link. Do you think if it's a good idea or not? And I was also thinking that video can help the professors or the supervisors to watch and then write a good recommendation for you, which is, I think, very important. Do you think if that's good or not? And I was also thinking to write to make another video to help you guys how to write your TOR, terms of reference, or when you fill the Chevening application. There's one part when you fill the fields about your work experience. What kind of achievements you should write. For example, I said I worked at the ACDR. So what were my achievements? What did I do during my work? And this is very important because Chevening doesn't want to just see that you worked in 10 places. And what were your achievements? You can write it. I changed these laws. I built these kind of bridges that it's working now. Or I made these kind of achievements. I think these are other important things that I'm going to be making videos very soon. They will probably be 1 hour, and I will also share the file at the end of the video or streaming line so that it's helpful. Yes, I will do the recommendation. That's good. Applied linguistics, Burqa, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know about applied linguistics. I just know about law because I researched all law schools in the UK, but I don't know about other fields. 5 units, 6 units, don't worry. Apply to all of them and see what happens. Chamalani or Kamalani, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Don't worry about your leadership as long as you have worked. Even if you have not worked, I thought I'm streaming this video, but I'm still continuing to talk with you nice and polite and beautiful and handsome people. Let me give more explanations to Kila. I hope I'm not pronouncing your last name correctly. I applied for 2 years for Chevening, okay, and 2 years for Fulbright, and 3 years for that scholarship. I didn't win Chevening in the first year. I didn't win Fulbright in the first year, and I didn't win that for the first 2 years, and then I won it in the third year. So in the last year, like last year when I came to the to Chevening, to UK, I had three choices to make. Go to UK, go to Fulbright, go to that. Go to Chevening, go to Fulbright, or that. To UK, to USA, to Germany. So I didn't go to Germany. I came to UK, and this year my classes start in USA through Fulbright Scholarship. So I'm going to my second master's very soon. Okay? Because I got another scholarship, and in the same year I got answer to all of them, but this wasn't my first try. So if any one of you who are watching this video now or later, if you are not ready, if you think you missed something, I didn't win Chevening or any of these scholarships in my first year. It took me 3 years to prepare. And one thing I did was, in the first year, I knew, oh my God, I don't have any, for example, this kind of talent, this kind of talent, this kind of talent. Okay, I have 12 months to prepare. And then I started to work. If you don't have networking, build networking. If you don't do anything for your community, go do something. Find some people and join them. If you don't know computer and language, English is poor, go study hard. You can do it. If you don't have any job related to your field, and now you're working in a different field, go find a job in your field. I know it's difficult, but let's do it. Let's work for voluntarily. At least invest for the Chevening Scholarship to be able to get what you're looking for. Okay? And if you don't have any publication, for example, you are a good writer, you have the skills, but you haven't, go write something. Write an article that's only 500 words. Write for the newspaper, write for the magazine, write for a research publication, write for the TV, for the radio. Do something. Come on, guys. It's all about commitment. It's all about decision. It's all about like waking up. Okay, guys, let's do something. If you write, honestly, if I'm always writing. I'm not a good writer, but I'm writing a lot. And in the future, once everybody submits their Chevening applications, I'm going to share you my my blog where I write articles. You're going to find most of them. I write even one paragraph 1 week, but in 1 month, because I was too busy, I wrote one article. So even if you're busy, in 1 month, I wrote one article. But I have been writing 2 to 3 articles per day. I have a month that month I wrote over 50 articles. But sometimes in 1 month I wrote one. The point is that if you start to do something little by little, you can do it. If you want to make yourself ready for a Chevening Scholarship. So don't predict to win the Chevening Scholarship in the first year. You just submit your application and then Chevening sends you all your documents and okay, where's your passport and here's your visa and travel to the UK. It's not that easy. You have to invest your time, you have to invest your money sometimes, but I don't think you need really money. It's all about time and you can do it, okay? You can do it easily. For example, if you want to do volunteer work or community work, establish a book club in your community. You can do book reading with a lot of people. You can take the lead. If you are in a good higher position, like okay, Burqa, if you are still there, you can make essay competition for your students, for not just the university or place where you teach, but for the whole village, province, state, whatever you call it, county. People can submit their essays online, okay? And you go and talk with some companies in your area and then say that, okay, you just need to make a Facebook page. Invite me as well. I will like your page and I will support it. I promise that. And you say, okay, for example, if you want to have a leadership skills, I'm just specifically talking to Kamalani or Chamalani, I'm sorry, and also Burqa. how you can improve your leadership. Start a book club or a writing competition in your writing because you're a teacher and you don't have, for example, leadership. You can start a book writing, not book writing, an essay writing or a story writing competition. Make a Facebook group, invite the people, write some papers, make photocopies and go to universities, or it's not universities, schools or universities, any way you want. Talk with the people, make promotions, and say, okay, you can submit an essay competition. The requirement is 500 words. Make it small, make it simple so that a lot of people participate. And then find a group of volunteer professors, teachers to read them and mark them and announce the first, the second, the third, the fifth, and the 10th. And why should people participate? Find a motivation. You need to give something for the winners, for the people to say, okay, I want to participate to win something. You can start small to big. For example, there are bookstores that they have some books, some authors. Go talk to them, because the person who is interested to write is also interested to read. You can say the winner will get 10 books. The winner will get a card to the public library if it's difficult in your country. And you can get some free books and distribute it to the winners. You have some companies in your village, or if your village is poor, you can contact other villages or other provinces, states, big companies to give you donations. It's very easy. I got a lot of donations in my country. I went to see big rich people, people with money, people with politics, with influence, big companies, law firms, and I said, I don't want you to pay me. I don't need your money. I don't need your book. I don't need your computer, your laptop, your tablet. I don't want you to do anything for me. I have a platform. It is an essay writing competition, or it's a moot court competition. I want you to help the people who participate in this program, because they are students, they are poor people. You are a man with influence, with power, with money, with company, with everything. You can give at least something. And believe me, because I was so humble with these people, I got a lot of help. So people can provide you with tablets, with mobile phone, with computer, with books, with prizes, with money, maybe $10, $50, $100, or they give you these things. And be honest, don't destroy your reputation, because you are not going for that company to pay you to make money to have a free iPhone or phone. You are investing for Chevening for hundreds of thousands of pounds and 1 year of free studying at the best university in the UK. So be honest with your work. Gather fundings and invite more people, make a very beautiful name. Maybe the name of the thing is for example, you have a very famous writer in your country who is dead, who's is not alive anymore, or maybe he's alive. So for example, you say Nelson Mandela essay moot court competition, or Obama moot court competition, or Shakespeare essay writing competition, or poetry competition, something like that. And then the participants are motivated to participate, and you learn a lot. You have to read, if 100 people you don't have to say 1,000 people should participate. You know what? I started my first program only with 8 teams. You can start it with 10 people, and maybe once you are done the next round, you can start it in 2 months. It's going to be easier, because you know the people, you have the relation, you have the reputation, you have the trust, and people will come to help you. Okay, those people who are coming from your country to participate in the Chevening, they are going to give their time for free in order to get experience, in order to have an experience for the Chevening, to win Chevening. They are going to work for you, and you're going to have network, you're going to have build your network with the influencers, with the community, with the government, with the people, with the students, with the schools, with the universities. You're going to have influence and leadership skills because you are leading the whole team. Okay, and you are also going to get experience, and you're going to keep this as your future plan. You say, this is my second year. By the time you apply for Chevening next year, you already have 1 year experience. You say, this is my long-term goal, that I want to keep my essay writing competition for the rest of my life. I want to help my people, and it's for free. The participants participate for free, and you don't spend any money. In the future, when the program grows, you can go to a big company that's selling printers. You can ask them to give a free printer for you. You will get, I got free printer, I got free computer, I got my office space for free. These are the things I did. I did it all by one skill. What? Speaking. And of course, maybe the other skill was critical thinking. I highly encourage you to do it. And this is how you can build influence. If you think this kind of speech is good for you, it motivates you to get engaged. I'm going to talk about this in another video, but I have to stop now. I have to read one more thing. Okay, Shohonat, that's very good. You are from Tajikistan. I love Tajikistan. I wish I could go there one day very soon. If you don't have any networks, yes, you work for a World Health Organization, you work for anything, write it down. Don't worry. It's going to help you, and you are going to, stand out of the crowd. And there are not a lot of people coming from Tajikistan, so I'm sure you will have a lot of chance to participate. Okay, everybody, I have been speaking like, I don't know, like giving speeches, those I don't know what kind of people you talk. Thank you very much for supporting me and following me this far. You are amazing people. Spending your time here means that you really have high hope to yourself, to build your community and your people. I wish you best of luck and success. I hope these videos are helping you. Please like, subscribe and share this. I wish you best of luck and success. I wish you all win the Chevening Scholarship, and we be on the same platform doing something for Chevening. Even if we are not together, let me know if you come up with a good initiatives to do something for your community. I will love to share my experience with you, how to build a book club, how to build essay competition in your country, how to build a story writing competition in your country, how to manage it, how to find donors and everything. I will love to help you guys to be an agent of change in your countries. Don't even worry, even if you are not a Chevener, or even if you don't get a Chevening, because we should help the people, and that's what we can do without the Chevening, without the scholarship, without the master's degree. We can all be nice and good people. I love you all to the moon and back, and wish you a very nice and successful day and year ahead. Bye.